400.
I was first back, and I got up. Again, same thing.
They were getting down to nitty gritty here. 5 players left.
Oh, that's right.
But right now, I'll take some time out to thank Jen Harvey for posting on our Facebook page. We appreciate all the comments you've been supplying us, and thanks for watching. Appreciate it. Oops, we set the mood lighting in there.
All right, let's sit Corey down here and get a quick interview with him before we get going.
Sure. No. Wait a minute. If we're getting in the dark, I don't want to hear anybody saying, can I do my finger? There you go.
You can give it back. All right, Corey, how are you?
Not too bad.
A little bit of a rough start to the night.
Felt like I kept running into a brick wall.
Yeah, you got bluffed a couple of times.
Ooh, I did?
Big time,
Nice.
yeah. And that, on that one of the first hands.
Call your buddy and ask him what you look like in the dark.
The very first hand.
Go ahead yet.
The
Second deuce hit the board and she let out.
yeah, that's just like it's such a bad spot to bluff, and receiver is such a tight player that I mean I'm probably over folding in that spot, but I mean that's like the worst possible bluff card, and to lead out large like that is very
Yeah, she had complete error the whole time.
that's
Yeah,
I mean honestly that's a terrible play.
Yeah.
'Cause I'm
That's
like,
what we thought too.
Yeah.
And then the other one was the hand with Rudy.
yeah, I'm again surprised. Like someone told me out there that he bluffed me there, but I'm like trying to find a hand that wants to
Right, he had
raise
bottom,
it.
bottom pair. I was just wondering, you're thinking when you called the turn, I think it was 1,500 on the turn, and you only had 2,000 back. Or
Well, yeah. The reason I'm calling, I think I have more than 2,000 back at that point. I mean, I could
wasn't a lot more.
Not a lot more, and the reason I'm calling is because against, I mean, if I'm shoving, I'm folding out all of his bluffs.
Right.
And against the range he's representing, I have somewhere between 14 and probably about max 28% equity. So I'm probably getting the right price to call. I mean, honestly, just I didn't think that he had it in him. So now I'm aware that I have to be a little. But again, it doesn't seem like it's a really logical spot to bluff.
Right.
I don't think I let him sit there.
I understand that. We were just wondering. It was such a big call on the turn compared to your chip stack. We were just wondering your thinking there.
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely I'm risking a lot, but I just don't think he has many bluffs in that spot. I mean, maybe that's the thing is that like it's correct to be bluffed if they're only going to bluff you one time in 20 or something like that. That's okay. And I mean, with my redraw, I think I have decent equity, but
that's 700.
So we got a little hand going here, and that's got a gut shot draw. Tammy let out with ace high. She's Rudy's got bottom pair and called. Annette calls with the gut shot draw. 10 is no help to anyone. See what Tammy does here. And the 2 hits. Or gives Rudy 2 pair.
Rudy bet 1,600. The net folds.
Yeah, Tammy can't call here.
Tammy folds.
That's what I just got. Any thoughts on how anybody's playing? Who you think's playing really well?
it's hard to say with just so few hands.
Nice.
I was surprised to see who's the guy that was sitting to Ertl's direct left.
Tank top Paul?
Yeah, I was surprised to see him limp so many hands. I would think that. I mean, he seemed, from what I played with him at the Horseshoe, he seems like he's a good, tight, aggressive player. I'm not sure that you really want to be doing much limping and with these stack sizes. And,
He didn't have a whole lot of hands tonight, and when he did, it was never in a
And
good
net
spot.
call.
well, the thing is, I mean, it's okay to not have a hand, but
Right.
you should be raising.
Yeah, if you're coming in,
At least you can represent hands or represent basically a range that can have nutted hands in it. That's if you're limping, you're basically capping your
Yeah,
range.
700 more. 800 more.
Does that work?
800 to go.
Tammy probably shipped with tens here.
I would assume so.
No, I had 6 and I was the big one.
Not many big
Here's my
blinds.
big one.
Yeah, no.
Okay, but I'm trying to match the chip stack.
Yeah.
10, 12. So 800 more.
800.
I wouldn't even be surprised if she got called by Harv here.
Actually, it's not a full red queen. Right. 3 players, 1
And
hand.
Annette calls with the king queen.
Net.
And Annette has the best hand right now.
Sorry.
See if she can value bet it.
I see. There's so many players now that'll just check it down all the time.
Yeah, that's definitely a mistake. I mean,
Yeah, and then the club gets there and Tammy wins anyway.
And the
But,
top.
Yeah, that's. I mean, it doesn't matter. But it could have.
4 card
Well,
flush.
that's the last time I'm saying good luck.
yeah, but she should definitely
Absolutely
be
should have bet the
betting for
flop.
value against.
With these chips.
Right.
There's enough. There's so much
You hear that?
value in betting
It was
there.
easy.
Tony's now your favorite game.
Yeah, he might call
I'm gonna buy him some pizza.
one street with
Right.
tens.
I'll tell you right in the back.
I'm not sure that he doesn't reshove some of those hands, but I mean, you need to at least try to get value from a hand like King Jack, King Ten.
It's so many players now. When they get somebody all in, just want to check it down all the time, and I just don't understand it anymore. It's an old style of playing that just doesn't make sense anymore.
34.
Yeah, it's probably more correct near the bubble or
Or a big
near
pay
some
jump or
pay
something.
jump, but
Yeah.
I don't think they're necessarily factoring that into their decisions. And we're paying 2 spots and it's 5-handed.
Yeah.
So.
So we got Erdl all in with 5s here, and Harv has King 10 in the big blind.
Well, I guess I'll say it again. Good luck on it.
And Harv makes a call.
Good.
And he flops a king. Erdl's the one that really surprised me tonight. I played with him several times, and he's usually very consistent. And now Erdl's gone.
All right, well, I'll hang these up and pass
Well,
it along.
it's good seeing you again.
Good to see you guys. Look forward to seeing you guys again soon.
You too. All right, and now we're down to 4.
Dan, you know how to take him out of the list?
Hi, Queen 10. I only got to tell you because I took one of your out.
All right, folks. Trevor back with you here.
Either one of them.
We have another bust out friend to come join the booth and give us his insights and thoughts of the game up until now. Welcome, Mr. Erdl.
Thank
you. How do you feel about how the night went?
Well, I hung on as long as I could with the cards I was getting.
You were handcuffed from the jump.
I couldn't do much.
I mean, there's nights like that where, you just play as best you can with what you've been given, but, sometimes the cards will just won't allow for you to do what you plan to do all along.
No, they won't.
I mean, you got a spot at the end, you're short, stuffing it with 5s, completely understandable, completely normal.
That's all I was doing was trying to look for spots.
We were proud of the Jack 5 suited stuff you put out there. I mean, not everyone can be that creative and realize that your other opponents are probably not holding the best of cards.
Yeah,
a couple of limpers ahead of you.
2 limpers ahead of me. So
Where's
there's
that first dealer?
Were you
over 700
were you butting that hand or were you on the blind? Remember?
He left.
Actions on Tammy.
I feel like a button shove there looks slightly stronger than a blind shove. So either way, I mean,
Yeah, I might have been button or the cutoff.
yeah, I mean, you cut it off even
Rudy
stronger. You know
calls
what I
the
mean?
blind. Tammy checks.
But it was pretty good play. It seemed like everybody was playing
Yeah,
pretty straightforward, so it
I wouldn't-
wasn't a crazy
Make that in
table.
there.
there were some really well played hands early,
See, Corey.
but I feel like once the blinds started getting up, people got a little more snug with their play, which is to be expected. But yeah, it seemed like you
Bet
had
7 takes
you
it
had
down.
Rudy to your left the majority of the night, and with that big chip stack,
Yeah,
you
he
don't
got chips early.
you don't necessarily want to be messing with the bully too often.
Plus, it seemed like any decent hand I even had to think about maybe the play, I was always early
Oh
in
yeah,
position, so
Yeah,
I could
you
never
know-
do anything.
you look down at a queen 10 suited under the gun +1, you're thinking,
Action
man,
on
this would be
hard.
great, but then you look, you
That's
have 7
exactly
people
it.
behind you, and you're like, it's not so great anymore.
No.
We'll see who's gonna ratchet up the aggressive level here,
1200.
playing 4-handed.
Harv bets 1200. Rudy
I was
calls.
just going to say, Harv seems like he was active.
He was active.
Once a couple people got
Jamie
knocked
calls.
out, he seemed like he got more active.
He ratcheted up a little bit, but for the most part, he had it. It was really kind of crazy.
Did Rudy just call him?
It looks like it.
Why would you just call with ace king? See, now he's not going to get no value out of his hand. 'Cause look at that flop.
I mean, there's one thing to be said about disguising your hand, but in this situation,
3200's a bet.
you
Should always bet it for value.
absolutely, and like I said earlier, he has the battering ram of chips. Use that to your advantage. I mean, there's no sense in gaining all those chips if you're not going to use them the right way. Then he shows ace king.
If he's doing that, then maybe he should have just checked the flop.
I'm gonna
If
quit
he's
talking.
thinking if he wants to get
Don't
Harv
blame the
to
dealer.
bet at it, he should have just checked the flop.
Yeah.
Ace king.
Then he shows everyone that he was
Ready?
being goofy. I guess I don't know.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of showing my cards, one way or another.
That's the third time Rudy showed tonight.
It is.
Action is on Rudy.
I sent Mark a text the other day and told him to quit showing so much.
That's wise.
Because I watched last year, I wanted to see how Corey was playing, because I
Yeah.
played with him a couple years ago, so I haven't played with him for a while. And it
Tammy
seemed like Mark
calls.
was showing like
And the
50%
net calls.
of his hands.
I think he's just too friendly. He's like the friendly neighbor.
Necessarily
He's,
that order.
he's Wilson from Home Improvement, just poking his head over the fence, letting you know what he has.
The poker table, it's a game, and it's a game you want to win. So
A
I
game
got no friends at the poker table.
0 friends. I've lost friends.
Sometimes I'll try to say stuff
1,000
to
fold.
get under people's skin, and if that helps my game, then
Absolutely. I mean,
Right.
anything you can add to your arsenal to help you win a pot, do what you gotta do.
and showing your cards does not help.
No, it's a game of little information. So why give any information to anybody to put in their hat and use as knowledge against you?
It has its own solar system.
I like this chair here. I could get used to this.
Don't tell Paul.
No, I won't tell Paul.
I don't think he's an earshot or anything.
I'm used to knowing what
Actions on
first
a net.
act is.
And that is first to act.
What is it? 5-handed now.
I think we're at 3-6. So I mean, Tammy has a shove stack.
So you're all in.
Tammy all in.
Pretty standard shove here. Rudy did call it the 8-3 offsuit earlier, so 4-9 is not completely out of the question, but I think he learned his lesson the first time.
Fold.
How many chips does she have now?
I imagine she's probably around 5, maybe 55 or so. I can tell. Probably less than that. I don't even see any yellows. So she's hiding them in there somewhere. I think Harv looks a little bit like Lee Westwood from this angle. Look at the ping hat.
Tammy's under
How's
the
a
gun.
Ryder Cup there for you, buddy? Let's not talk about it.
Yeah, even when I thought Harv was getting more active, I still couldn't even do nothing. I thought, okay, just give me a hand so I can
Right.
Then I look down and I only have 3,300 chips. I can't do nothing.
Oh yeah, you lose
He
all
raises at
you
1,200.
lose all fold equity because he's opening to 1,000. You're looking at 3,300. Like he's never folding from there at 23.
No, never.
I don't think my 8-4 was playable.
Yeah, we'll see how everyone adjusts here. That's why I try to tell the viewers, when you're watching, you realize that there aren't very many good hands at the table. So you gotta find any spot, any nook and cranny you can get into to accumulate chips.
Yeah, and even more so once players start getting knocked out. You need to find spots, pick your spots. Pick your spots against the right opponents.
Oh, I put the wrong ones in. Oops.
Any surprise? We have 2 women left.
No, I played with them both. They're both solid players.
Very solid. Yeah, they've proven it tonight. There's been a few missteps here and there, but everyone's had them.
Yeah.
And it helps when you get good hands too. So.
Certainly. And Annette is undefeated with a sucker in her mouth, so
Open for
Yeah.
just in future, if you ever see her with a sucker, I would not play against her.
Jamie call.
Yeah, if I was her, I'd make that last a while.
Yeah, she's like the owl from the Tootsie Roll commercials. One, two, three. No more Tootsie Pop.
36.
Tammy's a good player. I play with her a bunch. She's
3,600.
aggressive.
Oddly aggressive.
She will pick
She
us.
finds some interesting spots to be aggressive.
I know she
I think
does.
we can all agree on that. She's hanging tough. She had that stare. Looking at people's souls.
He's just got what, a backdoor flush? That'd be a very loose call if he calls.
She has that look like, what are you gonna do, punk? What do you think?
I mean, even if she totally missed, he just has jack high.
Exactly.
So
Do you misread his hand? Does he think he has diamonds?
If there's
Guess
ever one
not.
card you guys want me to rabbit hunt for the audience.
all right, Paul.
All right, Mike. Thanks for sitting down with us. Thanks for playing tonight. You did great. Too bad the cards weren't in your favor, but still played great regardless.
All right, thank you.
You got it.
I'm just always coming to defend my line.
Annette, you're not small.
Thank you.
Rudy's under the gun.
Rudy's first to act. Junk.
Yeah, that's a bunch of garbage.
Oh, it pains me so much to watch the button fold. Look, he's like, look, I have nothing. I have queen.
Fold
Garbage.
around.
I think Harp should put the shades on. How intimidating would
Just
that
throw
be?
a 2.5 X-rays out there.
Maybe not even that. I guess that's whatever. It's fine.
1 minute.
Our third dealer tonight is Tony Price, the one and only, the man who got this all going, made this a possibility.
I'd love to be able to min raise in games like this, but the games we play in, they'll call you pretty light with a min raise.
On a net, she folds.
Tammy
Here we go.
with a 5-6 suited.
All right, Harv, what you gonna do, bud?
Jamie raises to 1,600.
What you gonna do when the jacks come for you?
Tammy makes it 16. Harv has jacks. Is he going to just ship it here?
He said raise, I do believe.
What do you raise?
I don't know if she has enough back to fold.
To 4,400 by Harv.
What do you think? She just like, F it? I'm going with it?
No,
Nope. Says, live to fight another day.
I like it.
Tammy
It's
folds.
hard to do,
Harv
though,
takes
when you
it
put
down.
that much of your stack in.
That's right.
Yeah, she raised the button and he had jacks. She had 5-6 suited.
Blinds are 4 and 800.
This is too much of a raise when the blinds are up.
Let's see who's got the nuggets this time.
Actions on Tammy.
Well, 8 high was the best hand, I think.
I think if they're all like, hit me, dealer.
Harvey calls.
I'm nowhere near 21.
Rudy just calls.
Rudy calls.
Harv with the 3-6 suited is the best hand right now.
Annette raises 2,500 on top.
There you go,
Nice
Annette.
bet. Nice bet.
She's got a little bit of taste of watermelon. She starts
Fold.
tearing it up. All right, well, we have a break in the action. If you're interested in being a sponsor for Season 5 of Chase the Bracelet, contact us through www.pokeronair.com. We're looking at a target audience between 100,000 and 500,000 viewers. Great options for sponsorship are still open. Return on investment is guaranteed. So who do we think is going to win this thing?
I'll tell you what, right now, I don't know.
Who are you pulling for? Do we have to do that? How's that work? Is this like you can't root for your favorite NFL team?
Hey, I don't know anybody
Harvey
well
calls.
enough to root for them, so I just want to see a lot of action.
Me too.
And we might see some here. I think we might see
Annette calls. Tammy checks.
Tammy just
Ooh.
check.
So we had a limp by Harv,
Yeah.
and a flat and a check. It's gonna be hard to make a queen.
Nobody has anything. Oh, see, I would love to bet there.
Check. You gotta
I got a couple
Give
gut
us-
shots now.
give it get some thought process of like, what are they checking with? Here he goes.
800.
Check to me once.
Harv bets
Shame on
800.
me.
Makes
Check
a
me
min
twice.
bet.
I'm gonna make you pay.
Annette folds. Tammy calls.
Tammy calls. She needs an 8 or a 9. And gets a jack.
She's open ended. Is that not good anymore? It's not a good thing.
16.
Harv bets 16. Tammy folds.
I mean, outside of checking on the flop, pretty well played.
Yeah. Not sure I'm crazy about Tammy's call there with just a gut shot with her stack.
Have you been crazy about too many of her plays tonight?
No, actually I have. I was pleasantly surprised. I thought she made a few good plays tonight.
I thought he was at home. I'm with
I concur.
Hey, now.
Action on Rudy.
Queens versus jacks. Not yet.
Rudy with an ace deuce. Yeah, he likes any ace.
I like any ace.
21.
I like most kings. And about 30%
Rudy
of
bets
queens.
2,100.
I hate ace rag. I hate it.
Maybe you should call it ace little. You won't hate
Yeah.
it as much.
That could be. Harv makes a call.
Harv calls.
6-8.
You got it.
And he gets second pair.
Not bad.
19.
I think you got to call if you're
Yep,
calling
head-
with 6-8.
heads
flop
up.
Second pair.
Right.
Yeah.
Heads up, it's
1900.
a
The
pretty
bet.
decent flop for you.
Called by Harv.
It's a great turn card too.
And Rudy's going to try and steal it here at the end.
Harv's not going anywhere.
38.
That's a big
Rudy
bet.
bets 38.
He's thinking about it. What you gonna do? Think about it. How much you gonna raise?
I think you got to just take your punishment if you don't have it. You just call, and if he's got it, yeah, that's right.
The hard. Who are these people? These guys are all pros. Here's a good thing we're not out there.
Yeah, if you checked it down and let him hit the jack, you just got to take your hit.
Did you pick the king?
Man, I don't know this Harsh character, but he has been playing pretty lights out.
Yeah, he's impressed me quite a bit. Him and Annette both. This is the best I can remember seeing Annette play.
Action will be on Annette.
Yeah, I mean she's had some pretty fortuitous spots, but
She made
I
some
mean
good
she's
plays, too.
still played really well.
Yeah, I mean
think back to the first hand of the night.
Right.
You know, she blew Corey off his hand, and that's a pretty sick spot.
Oh, I got my walk finally.
And we have a walk.
Walk it out, walk it out, walk it out. You guys can't see, but I'm dancing in the studio, walking it out,
How you doing, Dan?
getting jiggy. Paul, you're getting jiggy. Go, go, Paul. Go, Paul. Go.
Action on Tammy.
Here we go. Double eights.
Double eights for Harv.
They're all in.
Tammy is all in.
And Tammy all in.
24.
Can't
I
see her
have
cards.
We don't have Tammy's cards.
There we go. I just got them on there. Maybe.
2,400. Tammy's
AC.
all in.
Ooh,
That's
that's
an
not a
unfortunate
good
spot.
for her. Yeah.
I mean, it's the right play, but it's just bad
Harvey
timing.
raises.
56.
She comes in.
Total? Yep.
Dave,
5,600
Dave Harvey
total.
Oswald re-raised.
He's played pretty. He's been hit with the deck most of the night.
He
Or
sniped
a lot
that-
of the night, but he's played really well too.
He sniped that hand out.
Two left? Yeah, two
Rim
left.
shot.
I had 1,000. Big one.
Okay, see if you can dink her.
See if we
three
at least
outer.
get a sweat here.
Tammy is all in and at risk.
See if we can get a sweat.
That's a baby. This has a baby
Ace
sweat.
and an ace only.
Splurp.
And we're down to 3.
3 players remain.
Okay, Tony, I don't like you anymore.
Yeah. I get that sometimes.
Yeah, it was a small blind last time.
So I can keep on this for the. You're interested. Am I gonna mess up here?
No way.
Hi.
Buttons right?
Button is correct.
Yes.
I think Tammy may be making her way back here to the losers' lounge to give a little interview.
But Alex first, the three-handed.
All right, Rudy here, the pair of sixes. Net with Jack 9 suited.
Rudy makes it 2,400.
Two pretty strong hands here, three-handed. Oh, Jack 9 went bye-bye. Okay, Rudy wins. Okay, we have Tammy joining us now. Tammy, how do you think the night went?
That was fun.
It was it was
Absolutely.
fun on my end too. I love watching from back here. I'm never wrong. It's a perfect spot for me.
Absolutely.
I'm 19.
So, what was your favorite part about playing on this table?
A lot of it just, I've played a lot of these before, so. Oh, and we've played with a lot of the people before, so you kind of know what they're playing. And
Oh, I mean that's exciting to rewatch it. You know, figure out what you did wrong, what you did right. You know, who's bluffing, who had the goods, and
right, absolutely.
it's definitely a learning lesson. Definitely, you know, to rewatch it.
All big.
Anyone you think's is the clear favorite at this point?
Harv is catching cards.
Isn't he though?
Yeah. Unreal.
It's like he never kicks back the good ones. He just
Yeah.
hangs on to them.
Well, I guess I'm gonna put it out there.
Yeah, I mean, from the start, everyone has played so well. I mean, there's been a couple hands where people had no other option but to go broke. But
Confusing.
it was, I mean, everyone's been playing really, really well. Everyone, Paul and I have both been really impressed.
I have these right here.
Raise to 26.
There. What did you say you had before?
19?
19. You were at what?
Did you know that Annette's sucker was magical and she doesn't lose when she has it in her mouth?
I've heard that.
Yeah, it's true. It's the
26.
truth. I would not fib you on that
Yeah,
bit of
kind of
knowledge.
figured she was bluffing a lot, but apparently not.
She's like she's like the sucker version of Sammy Farha right now.
Seeing Harvey's quiet.
He is. He's a machine.
Mhm.
He's like T1000. Yeah, he seems like he's like really aggressive, but he actually has had the goods like so many times tonight. And he's probably the biggest unknown at the table, so he might have a slight advantage or slight disadvantage, however you want to look at it.
Right.
There he goes again.
Yep.
2 6s.
So on Harvey,
Raise to 16.
raised to 16.
I might have to rename him Harvey Danger. I'm not sure anymore.
No, min raise. Every hand that's min raises.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the quality of hands that have been dealt out, a min raise most times will win the blinds and allow you to accumulate without too much.
Risk, yeah.
And that calls.
Okay, let's see a flop. I like Annette's defending call here. That's like the worst flop she could have asked for.
That's
Yeah.
2,600. Takes
Yeah.
it down.
I think it's a fine defend there. I mean, if she could have, had some cards she could have bluffed with on that flop, but it's a pre-flop raiser. I think it's a really tough spot for her to be in. Well, thanks, Tammy. Thanks for stopping in after a delightful night of poker. Have a great night. Hey, Paul.
Hey, how you doing, Trevor?
I missed you.
I missed you too.
I can tell.
Just went out to get us a
Actions on
little approximate chip count. We got Harvin first with about 42,000, Annette with 19,000, and Rudy with just over 10,000.
I think Rudy had 10,000 after the first 3 hands.
Yeah.
Hey, look at that. You sit down, look at this. We got some paint
I
cards.
was going to say we're going to have an action flop here.
Cards
I
that
think.
kind of look like each other. It's pretty exciting.
21.
Raised to 2,100.
We got a raise and a net calls, and
And that calls.
Harv's got the best hand. Let's see what he does.
Let's see. Rudy just put in 20% of his stack, so I don't think a re-raise is the right move, but I think a flat call is not a terrible spot here.
And Harvey calls 3 to the flop.
Now can we get an action flop?
I don't know. They're sharing a lot of cards. Let's see like a 8-9 king.
And Annette flops 2 pair. Rudy's got second pair.
Oh, Annette, just wait. Just
Oh.
wait, darling. You have the sucker. You can't lose.
She just opened shop into his raise.
What's Rudy thinking? He's like, well, if I
Annette
fold, I
is
have
all
8,000 left.
Want to count?
No, I don't need to count. She's got it covered.
16.
Rudy now.
16-5. She has Rudy covered.
All right, let's think about this. What hands would Annette be shoving with? That you can possibly beat?
None.
Like, is she ever shoving with 6s, 7s, 8s, 9s, 10s? Probably not.
I think the worst hand she could possibly shove here is a flush draw, straight draw.
Worst hand.
Yeah.
Outside of- maybe-
and you're still behind that mathematically.
Right. So basically, what we come down to with is 0 hands
Yeah.
she's shoving with that are worse than yours. Is he gonna talk himself into thinking that she's got like 9-10, king 10?
I think you just got to let this go.
I think he's upset because he did put in 20% of his stack, and now he's faced with, can I survive with 8K? I mean, he still has 10 bigs, which can change in a hurry.
6,300 in the pot.
Ooh. 3 in the pot, or was that what he has left? Wow. He can't hear me. Why am I
Yeah.
asking?
I think you just got to let this go and then pick a spot to shove.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
I mean, he's gonna have the opportunity to shove against her blinds a lot, which she's chipping up. She's not trying to double him up ever.
We got a smaller pair than the board.
See, now Rudy's just trying to tuck himself into it. It's like reverse monsters under the bed. Instead of thinking they have the nuts every time, he's thinking, well, maybe.
They might have a 2.
Maybe he thinks she has ace-2 of diamonds. There's a possibility we didn't come up with yet.
Yeah.
But has she been super aggressive at all?
I was going to say, I don't think she... Yeah, you got to fold there.
Rudy folds.
Shows a jack.
You just let that go, and now you just got to pick up a hand and shove. Yeah, he lost about 20%.
Anybody want to text me my fantasy score this week? That'd also be cool.
Actions on a net.
I was winning earlier. I'm not sure how it's going anymore.
Par with a 6-8 suited. See, this is where he should be just putting pressure on him.
Absolutely. 6-8 has decent equity against a random hand. Rudy did just show that he folded a second pair.
Rudy's got second pair. Oh, 7 here would be brutal.
Huh?
Oh, now he picks up a flush draw,
Huh?
too.
Rudy is waiting for that.
I think he's got a call with a straight draw flush draw.
Harvey bet 12. Rudy went all in. Harvey bet 13. Rudy went all in.
All in for
66 total.
So he's a 3-1 dog. I think he owes less than 3-1 to this pot. So mathematically, I'd say yes. Flow of the game, I'd say maybe not. Not doubling up business. This is similar to that ace-9 flush draw you had earlier.
We are on break after this hand.
They said we are taking a break after this hand is over.
I was wrong. We are not on break.
Oh, we are not on break.
No, not a break. Not a break.
This is not a break. Attention, this is not a break.
We are rabbit hunting
For the audience.
for the audience only.
You can go back and
As you can see, players at home, he did not get
What did
there.
you show her?
10.
Rudy shoots a 10 with confidence.
No, he folded.
That was our first use of the rabbit cam tonight.
That's true.
There's a Wascally Wabbit.
5 without.
It's really the first time we've ever had a big draw like that, I think, on the river.
At least with a decision of that size. So he's like, be very, very quiet. Hunting wabbits.
No, it was he didn't run. It was only two levels.
Rudy
at the king
should
seven.
at least raise, if not just.
I'd ship it.
Blinds are 5 and 1,000.
I thought you were in knit.
Blind versus blind. I'm
JK?
shipping king high.
JK, not a knit. This is just a setup.
Well, I'm a nit sometimes. And a net gets the best hand.
And she knows it.
Harvey, you can watch that rabbit.
1,000 bet.
Yeah.
You got the best hand and you know
Net
it.
bets
You should bet.
1,000. Rudy folds.
Now, when I'm short stacked and I've got a hand that's above average, I'm going to ship it.
Yeah. I'd say so. What?
Actions on Rudy.
Let's bring up this conversation. What's the worst hand you're shipping in this spot?
Oh.
2 jokers?
There's so many hands that I just. You know, I'll
Because I mean, what
any
what it
just
comes
about
down,
any face card.
what
I'm
it comes
shoving
down
there.
to is what are they calling with?
Right.
If they're not calling with anything, then you're shipping any 2 cards. If they're calling with 10%, you're shipping with 90%, and so on and so forth.
I mean, I'm even shipping with suited connectors there, small suited connectors.
The deuce 3,
1 gappers. I don't know about those 3.
3 4, 3 4 is the bottom.
5 6.
5 6, yeah.
5 6.
Hey, we need to know.
But there's so many hands there I'm shipping. Just take my
Action is on
chances.
net.
I can't call it.
Duckies. Yep, this is gonna be a raise, probably a fold, and a shipperoni. It's a new kind of pasta. Yeah, shipperoni.
Raise to 3,000.
Chef Boyardee. Check for it.
Yeah,
here.
Rudy
Look.
folds.
Rudy,
Fold,
get
fold.
out of town.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a misread. Maybe he looked at his cards wrong. Maybe he thought he had 6-2 or 6-4.
4 6. Yeah. Peek at that ace and
The
think it's a
6-4
4.
to Cleveland Browns last championship. I missed my Browns today.
I did too.
My heart's never felt so healthy.
Harv is under the gun.
I will say this: it's been a fun year, though.
All 3 games.
2,000.
Raise to 2,000.
Harvey Danger bumps it up.
Min raised it. I think a net'll call here.
Correct and correct so far.
Called by a net.
Now we'll see if she flops a pair and leads into him. Looks like an ace. Nope. 7, 9. Now this is a spot where I wouldn't hate if she led into him.
Right. Where she had
When
complete
your
air.
when your equity is really low.
Harv bets 2,000.
I have not found too many spots to say Harv played incorrectly. You know me.
I tell you what, I would lead into
And
him
it
a little
folds.
more though. Now that I've seen how tight he plays sometimes.
Yeah, I don't think it's a bad angle to take against him.
Especially on a flop like that. He's not going to call you unless he's got something. And if he does, you just back off.
Right. Or you bet again.
Action
Or
is
go
on
all
Rudy.
in. I do that sometimes
That's
too.
what golf ball does. If first bet doesn't work, bet and bet again. Look how unlucky this is.
All in.
I believe it's 65.
All in and out.
65.
6,500.
He's got ace.
Pretty standard.
And that's
I feel like if he had like 95, I'd like a min. 65, shoving's fine. I think shoving looks a little more weak.
Oh, is it 65?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought he said 16.5.
16.5, we would have taken our headsets off
Yeah.
and went out there and had a stern talking to Mr. Rudy on that one.
The only time I like to shove a stack like that is when I've done it like 3 or 4 times in a row.
Right.
And then get a big hand.
And you're like, oh, guys, I was just messing around before.
Action's on a net.
No sucker, no bet. Has anyone been listening? You guys been tallying up how many sucker comments I've had so
Harv
far?
raises 2. Rudy calls.
What do you think we're at? Like 65 sucker comments?
I don't know about 65. What do we got here? Rudy hit the 7. Oh, and Harv hit the queen.
Wait for it. Oh.
2,000.
Harv bets 2,000.
2,000 on the 4. Rudy's like, I just don't have enough chips. I want to call so bad.
That's a good bet. That's a good bet.
Good timing.
Yeah,
Rudy
good bet.
calls.
Bad news. Bad news bears.
Because that just looked like he hit a 4.
Oh, absolutely. I mean...
Well played.
Yeah, I mean, Harv's probably betting a 4 there. Rudy
Oh, yeah.
didn't show any strength. Yeah, Terminator mode. I've never been that stoic at a table in my life.
Yes, you have.
Nuh-uh.
You scare me sometimes. You scare me down.
Don't you start. I'm a mushy gummy
I'm
bear.
in here now. Is it? No, I'm being funny.
Actions on Harv.
I keep thinking like something big is gonna happen and just
We got it down to 16.
Yeah, we just keep getting nothing.
count the cards, make sure they're all there.
Are there any face cards in the deck?
We saw some kings a minute ago, but
That's true.
Just only got 2 more.
you think Tony has carpal tunnel yet?
Wait, Dan wanted to take it off. Dan wanted to take it off.
Action is on
You
Rudy.
can't shuffle 2 decks and eat pizza at the same time. It's really hard. 7 deuce, pretty easy fold.
6-8 and 6-4 here.
Net calls.
Sure.
Par with the 6-4 Impala. Oh, riding. Got our nugget for Harvey.
1,000.
And
Harv bets
Nice
1,000,
bet.
takes it
Harvey's
down.
gonna have all the chips 3-handed.
the way it's going, it's starting to look like it.
He's gonna have 1 million chips, and the other 2 are gonna be sharing like 700.
2 big blinds each.
Maybe they should start playing partners best or something.
Yeah, you have to go out the same
Do you
See, take it easy. Yeah, you can go down this hallway if you want.
You guys just missed that, but I think Mike Erdl
Oh,
just
wow.
tried to leave through the toilet.
Everybody's got an ace here. This
Ninja Turtle style or whatever.
35.
Wasn't there some movie where they traveled through the toilet?
nice fold. And this is
Rudy is
most
Hey.
all.
likely where we lose Rudy here.
Get some room on the interview desk.
22, 35.
I'm gonna let you go.
3,500.
I hate to do this to you.
I can talk all day. Let's see what we've got here.
All right.
So what do you say?
Marie's needing a deuce or a
4 out
4.
there.
Oh.
And no
And
such
that's-
luck.
Good luck.
And we're down to 2. We got
Good day, guys.
Net and Harv.
All right, I think we got old
Heads up.
Rudy heading back here for his
Moves.
mandatory post-game bust-out conversation.
Big as small?
Should we needle him? Or should we let it be? Come on in, Rudy. Let's have a little chat.
Not going to come back here. You'd have to get him.
You know how to change it?
How was I supposed to know?
What's up, Rudy? How you doing tonight?
I'm doing good.
Oh, I know. You could probably wish you're doing a little better though right now.
Well, you know, I started off really good, and
Really good, little good. That was a phenomenal start.
and
Why would you do that? Why did you do that?
yeah, I know. I just, you know, I was hoping it would run all night like that, and it didn't. And got to the point where I had an ace. I had to go with it.
Oh, hey, when you're 3-handed, short stacked, I mean, there's
Net calls.
the cards by themselves.
Yeah.
There's nothing you can really do. There's no real strategy in that spot.
What's sad about it is I put her on an ace, but I wasn't sure that I was going to get another ace or another good card.
Right,
I'm down to 2,500, I think. If I don't call her,
right.
I had to hope to get lucky and get
Yeah.
that too. And I mean, I still had it out at the end, so.
Yeah, I mean, she didn't have the greatest ace. You still had chop outs to go along with it.
And I'm
Right.
still learning this.
But let's talk about the most fun hand of the night,
Okay.
the ace queen.
Oh, you like that?
That was masterfully played.
Well, I know Dennis. He will play any 2 cards.
Mhm.
A lot of times it's hard to put him on a hand.
That's on the button. She'll be first
and
act.
he will call or float quite a few times.
Hmm.
And I figured the only way I was going to win that pot was to go ahead and push. And let's face it, nobody wants to go out early.
Exactly. I think you took all those factors into account, and you put them to the test, and it worked out amazingly in your favor.
Right.
When we were talking about the hand, I was like, Rudy could not play this hand any better. The only thing that would have been better is Dennis would have called, just for a chop.
Would have been a chop?
Yeah, you guys both had ace queen. He limped under the gun with ace queen suited. You raised, he called. The back and forth that we saw.
Yeah.
But I was blown away of how well you played that hand. So kudos to you.
It's just from playing with Dennis a lot. I didn't think he had anything. So there was one hand that I played where there was a straight out there.
Mm-hmm. Dave calls on the
button. You had
button.
to have an 8, I think, in the middle.
And that
With Corey.
raises 3,500 more.
And I think Corey probably had me beat.
Yeah, you had the ace 3. And
yes.
you're betting bottom pair.
I had bottom pair, and I think he had me beat.
He had top pair.
Did he?
He did.
I got him to fold. So.
He not only did he have top pair, but he turned the flush draw.
Oh,
he had queen jack of spades, and he turned the flush draw on the turn. So it was. His play was interesting.
Right.
He came back here and talked about it.
4,500.
He has his opinions on it.
Right.
I thought it was kind of interesting how he played it, but. Oh, let's get to the action real quick here. We got Annette with bottom pair, and she leads into Harv with second pair. And I think Harv just went all in. I was gonna say this could be a tournament, but she kicks it in.
Went all in.
Harv is just, he's just mashing. And he's taking everyone, just beating them down to the ground, and they don't even know what hit him.
Is he hitting a lot of big hands?
He's had quite a few big hands. He's made a lot of good calls. Made a lot of good bets when he didn't necessarily have the best of it.
Right. That was the other hand with him. I thought if I made a big enough bet, he would go away.
Mm-hmm.
He had what, 6 pair of 6s.
Mm-hmm.
So I just couldn't get him off that hand. Somebody else, I think I could have got off that hand.
Yeah.
Ned has about 15,000.
Have you played with Harv very much?
No. Last spring, I played with him in the one group. He did very well. I got to watch the final table, but as a player, I haven't played with him that often.
Yeah, I've never played with him before, and he's shown he's
good.
A pretty solid player.
Yeah. He likes to play. If you like to play,
he just has a constant demeanor. You can't really pick much up off of how he's acting here.
I like playing against anybody. He seemed to be the hardest one at the table.
Yeah, luckily you had position on him, but you guys didn't have too many huge spots to where that really mattered a whole lot.
Takes it down.
And there wasn't, watching throughout the night, there weren't a ton of good spots to get in to where you could take advantage of certain limpers or people that was opening too often. It was pretty much a lot of straightforward play, as you would expect. A lot of people playing for the first time on this table, being broadcast live. So I think maybe took some of the different action out of the game that maybe would have normally been there.
And since I've played on the table, I think I felt more comfortable than some other people.
I think that showed. That's how you got to that huge start to begin with.
I just didn't get good enough cards.
Yeah, it's tough. You start off hot and then you kind of slow down a little bit. All right, Rui, we appreciate you for stopping in and
thank you for talking.
Yeah, letting us know how you felt about the table and everything. And
it's a good game. Either one of these two deserve it.
Oh, really? Yeah, they've both been playing really well.
Thanks.
Hey, appreciate it. Have a good night.
Annette folded 6 deuce.
Well, I think
Harvey had 10-8 suited.
The cards weren't really shown in his last few hands, so we're going to try to sort that out real quick.
Actions on Harvey.
There we go. And then we're back up. I think Annette only has one option here, so
Harvey
she goes all in.
Annette goes all in.
He's got a lot of chips. He might just have to call here.
11,800.
Well, that's what I was saying earlier about Rudy's call. If you get 2 live cards, you're 60-40. It's not a horrible call.
Yeah.
How much did she have?
I think she's like 10K maybe.
That means he's got about 70. So he's got about a 7-to-1 chip lead.
That's it. I mean, he's got like the Taj Mahal sitting in front of him right
That
now.
will be on the button.
The real one, not the Atlantic City one.
You know, and he's also at a point where he doesn't need to play that hand either.
No.
Especially the way he's just bludgeoning her stack down.
I mean, if you want to
now.
put in a, horror movie terms like that, yeah, bludgeoning her to death, sure.
I didn't quite say it like
It
that.
is, hey, it's almost October. It's Halloween season, so I get where your brain's at. It's okay.
But he has been just using his chip stack to, I mean, since they've gone to heads up, she's already lost half her stack.
Yeah, that's where if you have that chip lead,
Short
you
break
can just
after
kind
this hand.
of you can just kind of lean on them. That's all you gotta do.
All right, they say we're going to take a short break after this hand. Uh-oh, this
maybe.
may be the last
Maybe.
hand anyway.
Raise,
have
all
an
in,
all-in.
call.
We got a
And a call.
call. All in and a call, and we got a raise.
Who do you like? Who do you like? Who do you like?
King Jack.
All right, I'll take sevens. I'm undefeated on this so far, so
Yeah, I'm going to say I wouldn't go with my reads. I've been wrong every time so far tonight.
good coin flip reads.
The worst hand's got to win one of these.
Oh,
Bingo.
Good night, sleep tight.
All right, and that's the last hand of the night. And remember, tonight's game was brought to you by RFIDpoker.com, creators of the RFID table you saw in action tonight. You can book your own show on RFIDpoker.com, and if you're interested in getting your own table, they custom build tables to from standard oval and championship size. They're built to your specification. And don't forget to join our Facebook page at www.facebook.com/Chase the Bracelet. Like our page, and you'll get all our updates and when our future games are going to be played.
Let's see if we get a quick interview in here with Annette and our winner, as soon as they're done posing for photos here.
Here, my pictures will come out.
Imagine that.
Here,
Paul's
I'll
in the
share it.
Paul's in the frame.
Yeah, there you go. Here, wait, this is better, right? Good job, man.
Hey, your rabbit hunt?
Yeah, they coming?
9 of spades. You didn't get what you wanted.
Oh,
You had 10 outs.
I know.
You had sevens in any club except the 10 of clubs. He would have voted. He had 2 pair on you.
Okay. We showed the 10, so yeah.
I had my bracelet.
Yeah.
He would if 10 of clubs come, you lose.
I was just catching, so you get the.
But the rabbit was a 9 of spades.
Okay.
It's no good for you.
That's good.
Good job.
Here comes Annette down to the losers' lounge.
Thanks, Trav.
Have a seat. Let's have a little conversation
Played the
here.
best and had the best
Well,
cards.
you played awesome.
Hard combination.
Second place is never anything to be ashamed of. But did you know you were undefeated with the sucker?
Nice.
You did not lose with the sucker, which is pretty amazing.
She played pretty good.
So I told everyone out there, if she's got a sucker in her mouth, watch out. So
Watch
you're
out.
good to go.
Yeah.
Thanks.
So how'd you feel on the table?
I felt good.
Felt good, comfortable, and
Yeah.
you didn't feel too much pressure from the fact that you're being broadcast across the world?
No, not at all.
No? I feel nervous talking to everyone across the world.
Well, you do a wonderful job.
Well, thank you. I didn't, appreciate
You
it.
see the cards back
So,
there?
any other thoughts you had? Like how you played or how everyone else played?
I think I just need to work on my heads-up game.
I mean, you guys are both getting dealt nothing great. And, I mean, he had such a huge chip lead. It wasn't, I mean, you were handcuffed. Like, I mean, any of your bad hands you maybe possibly could have shoved, you're only picking up, percentages of your stack. So it wasn't like, you didn't play bad by any means. Maybe shorthanded, opening up a little bit more, being a little more aggressive then, because when you rewatch this, you'll see that, there's a lot of deuce fives, 6 sevens
Right.
that, you can get the fold out and you can accumulate a little bit in that way. But who do you think was your toughest opponent tonight?
I think Harvey was.
He was
I was
tough.
a little scared of him.
He was tough.
He's
I
a
mean,
tough player.
He played exceptional. He had a lot of good hands too.
I can't wait to see him.
It would have been tough for anyone to go up against that at any point. Any favorite hands of the night outside of the very first hand of the night?
I loved my very first hand.
That was pretty good.
I haven't played against Corey at one time, and I was a little leery, but
There were, I mean, the drama in that hand was, is she gonna call? And she calls. And then is he gonna call? And he doesn't call. And it was back and forth, and we didn't know what. He was reaching for chips, and then he put them back, and so he had a little thought process. We interviewed him, so you can go back and look at that and see what you think about what he thought about it. But yeah, other than that, I think you played great. I'm glad you did so well tonight.
Had a great time.
Great. Thank you so much.
Well, with the commentators.
Let's get our winner in here tonight. Come on down, Harv. Well, I'm sitting here next to Mr. Cardrack. If you couldn't tell, Mr. Harv here had a pretty good run at cards tonight.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, caught the sets early.
The king's running your aces.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's one thing to get cards, it's another thing to play them well. And I thought you played all of them really, really well. Maximize the value in any spot you could. I think you actually got a little lucky with your set of sevens or set of deuces rather against the top two pair of ace jack. Early on against Tammy.
Oh yeah.
But I mean, we talked about it back here. Most people are probably going broke with top two pair. You got kind of unfortunate that she just called. But yeah. So other than that, how'd you feel playing on the RFID table?
Oh, I love that table. It's the best.
It's pretty slick.
It is. It's really nice. I mean, you don't get an opportunity to play on a table like that.
Yeah, anytime you can pull a group of friends together to play on a table that's TV caliber, I mean, that's a dream come true for anyone.
Right, it's top-notch TV caliber.
Yeah, and not only that, you can rewatch, learn from your play, build on what you already know, and go forth from there.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
Well done tonight, and hope to see you again soon, sir.
I do too.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Next time, then just see ya.
Well, guys, that's going to conclude our Chase the Bracelet Season 5 audition game. Thanks for tuning in. Remember to like us on Facebook at Chase the Bracelet, facebook.com/Chase the Bracelet. Like our page, share our page, comment on our page. Any bit of information you can give us, we'd love to hear from you. And until next time, guys, have a good one.
He's better looking, too. I'm okay with it. I can be second fiddle. I'm all right with
I
it.
can't slam anybody, so I have to come up with something stupid.
Good job, Mr. Harrell. I like a couple of your calls.
I think he should have folded the aces against me, though.
Did you square away the money? Oh, okay.
Yeah. Money square.
All right, I'm out of here. Good night, you guys.
Thanks, Paul.
Yeah, thanks a lot for the call.
That was fun.
Boy, it's warm in here.